For its exhibition in summer 2014, Fabrica has commissioned Berlin-based artist Monika Grzymala to create a new work for the gallery. Grzymala is known for her dynamic, site-specific drawings in space. These ephemeral works that she labels Raumzeichnung, literally spatial drawing, are typically made from many kilometres of adhesive tape. These works highlight the development of a unique drawing style, and drawing is the theme that runs through the Fabrica programme that accompanies the exhibition.
My work is mainly made with adhesive tape, and it's always described in kilometers or miles of used tape for the special installation, because usually the installations are made on site, and I'm also in general not working with assistants, so it's a one-shot process, more or less, until a work can be described as finished. So that's a picture of the test piece that I've made for Fabrica. And these are some preliminary drawings I've made for Fabrica. So very soon and very quickly it's been decided that I'll go for reflective tape. I'm actually trained as a sculptor, stone sculptor, so that's where everything started. I used to work in a figurative way and worked for years on installations. It's been figures placed in the room and in connection, in relation to each other, until my teacher, Bogomir Ecker, asked me one day, why are you undertaking so much effort to describe the thing in between? And it's been a quite initial question for my further work, so I decided to go back in my work to drawing. Every piece is one of a kind, so it can't be remade in a new space in the same shape or with the same amount of tape. It's impossible. Every space is different. So that one of a kind work definitely means also a learning process for me. And in relation to the process itself, as a one-shot thing and no corrections being made, it's also a translation of the time I've spent in the space. I also like to describe my works in kilometers or miles of used tape, because that number of kilometers of a line describe better, in my experience, the process than days, for example, or hours. Many installation artists tend to describe their work in days, but when I'm installing, I experience the days. Of course, we know they are 24 hours long, but the width varies very much of a day, depending on my process, of course. So the kilometers of line, they describe it better in my sense. So there's sometimes the question in my work if it's a kind of self-portrait or if it could be seen as a kind of self-reflection or extension of myself. And I indeed see the line, the tape, that I am weaving to a large-scale piece. It is an extension of my thought, which starts here. Then I am conducting it to the hands, making the piece, and then I am extending that thought in the line of tape I'm using in an installation. So the product at the end, it might be interpreted as a kind of self-portrait or self-transformation, I would say is the better word for it. In the piece Raumzeichnung reflection, you can see now 11 kilometers of mirroring adhesive tape. What is very remarkable here at Fabrica is, first of all, that it used to be a church. So there is a lot of height and volume in the center of the space. And I have made the decision to place here a diagonal structure, which is seen from the one side. It's only a line that you can see. And then when you go around it and go on the balcony, for example, if you have a chance, you can see that it's a surface of about 80 square meters. It is my first work in mirroring tape, and also the last one, because the tape is unfortunately not being produced anymore. So it's designed for the light. This 11 kilometers of tape, that meant for me starting up on the ladder, installing there, going down from the balcony to the pillars, and creating a self-carrying structure in a way that will be able at the end to carry all the weight of the material. It's not that much, by the way. Also, installing the piece meant not only going up and down the ladder all the time, it's also the length of my arm, and that's stretching the tape during the day many times until it's building that mirroring, reflecting surface at some point. What I would like for visitors to take away from the piece is maybe that they use that chance they are having here at Fabrica to take the silence with them and to reflect back on them. That's maybe the main thought of my piece. And also to realize that wherever you go around my installation, it's always changing. It never looks the same in a way, and it's very hard to capture it. And I think it's also very similar to the landscape here in Brighton. It's very similar to the sea and the sky. They both look very different every day. On my walks to work in the days of my installation process, I've been really amazed, and every morning I was very surprised to see how different it is. And I'm very happy that I could translate it into my installation here at Fabrica as well. Although it's an abstract piece of art at the end, I experience people seeing it the first time and saying, oh, it looks like a spill, it looks like a spine, it looks like a landscape, and it looks like the body. And although my pieces themselves are very abstract and based on the language of the line, they are always compared by people with something else they know, something else around them, something else in the landscape. So it's also interesting to see that process. I also see art as a kind of visual philosophy and a kind of visual meditation on a certain theme. And here at Fabrica, it's been to transform the silence, the quietness, also the emptiness of the space. I mean it in a very positive way, that it offers you a lot of room to slow down and to think about everything. I am very happy that I could translate it into Raumzeichnung reflection.